Good day, everyone. My name is Yonela Nose, and my group mates and I will be giving you an insight on what is management and leadership development. We are fourth year students who are currently studying an advanced diploma in human resource development, and we come from the Cape Peninsula University of Technology in Cape Town District 6. So at the end of this presentation, learners should be able to outline the changing roles of managers, levels to add value to the bottom line, analyze and benchmark international best management practices, structure a variety of different approaches to learning to fill management skills gap, structure a variety of different approaches to learning to fill management skills gap, identify the problems facing ETD providers when concerned with the training of the management at various levels of recommended solutions, integrate other learning that impacts on the performance of supervisors and managers, align leadership development programs to the national standard on leadership development, which that is the SABPP. Identify resources to assist the management development, set up transfer partnership and manage transfer of training, integrate SAQA requirements and the latest legislation which affects supervisors and managers. And lastly, the students must be able to develop a strategy for management and leadership development. So what is management development? There are many definitions of management development, and one of them is that management development is a systematic process of management training and growth by which individuals gain and apply knowledge and skills. Other one is that development management is the process of proactively managing development in a local area to achieve the local planning vision and objectives. Lastly, it can also be described as the process which the managers learn and improve skills and knowledge not only to benefit themselves but also their employing organization. Now there are two ways to develop a manager, and the first one is through active and intelligent participation in the formal course of instructions and management training programs, and the second one is learning the techniques of management through actual job experiences in a work environment itself. Now there are three distinct management levels. The first level is known as the supervisors, which is also known as the first line managers. So these people are responsible for dividing up the work, manage the workflow, set performance targets, develop teams, provide instructions, delegate and monitor and check progress measures against set objectives through controls, solve problems and make decisions, and also give feedback on the performance, which is that would be then the performance of the employees in the organization. Okay, and then secondly we have the middle managers. So their responsibility is to control the resources necessary for meeting their objectives, also to participate in key consumer relations and account decision. They're also responsible for developing a key management and professional talent. Lastly, we have the senior management, which their role is to uh, critical to the success of the organization. So their role is very critical to the success of the organization because they are responsible for developing strategies and providing leadership in order to be effective. Now, they need a wide range of skills, behavior, and knowledge in order to um, perform their role well.
The changing roles of management. The long-standing South African approach has been to train senior and the middle management and ignore the first line of management. The basis is not difficult to understand. In a traditional organizational society, management routinely set down instructions and supervisors routinely implement these instructions. The winds of change, however, having swept strongly and swiftly through South Africa, delivered a new awareness that supervisors are a vital component of the organization, a key link to productivity, and require upgraded skills. What should supervisors and managers be able to do? Supervisors and managers must be able to supervise and manage. This is a cornerstone of their jobs. It must be stated categorically that traditional management, in one variation or another, but always containing problem solving and decision making, planning, organizing, controlling, implementing, and leading is still the backbone of management learning and practice. Supervisors must have sound planning, organizing, leading, and controlling capabilities while at the same time remembering that they interact daily with their teams and with management, and therefore they require leadership skills. When we talk about sound management development, we're talking about a deliberate process. It works under the guidance of able and skillful leaders who are regarded with respect and who are able to mentor, coach, guide, and assist other managers in becoming competent and dedicated in developing other people. The job of a manager, broken down into three distinct functions, would be conceptual functions, and that is based on intellect and also logical thinking. It includes planning, organizing, delegating, and so on. Another function is human relations functions, and that is based on personal quality, character, and also personality of the manager. And that includes motivating, leading, more building of the employees. Another skill that the managers have to possess is technical skills, and that is work related, and that includes knowledge of and proficiency in activities involving methods, processes, and procedures. The competencies that a manager has to have includes the communication cluster, and that is relating to others. It includes listening and organizing, giving clear information to the workers, and also getting unbiased information. There's also the administrative cluster, and that is managing your job. That includes time management and prioritizing, setting goals and standards, and also scheduling work and setting goals. Another cluster is the supervisory cluster, and that is building the team. It is training, coaching, instructing, and delegating amongst the workers, and that is working together and also performance appraisal to the workers and their work. Another cluster includes the cognitive cluster, and that is thinking clearly. It is identifying and solving problems, making decisions, and also weighing risks. And also, the manager has to make good judgment calls. Building on management development programs in recent years, there has been a strong shift towards leadership development. While management development programs focus directly on formal management job titles and the necessary competencies. The shift towards leadership development highlights the importance of vision, influence, inspiration, and also building organizational capabilities and also a culture from a leadership paradigm. While we use the term management and leadership interchangeably in this chapter, we also recognize the need for both these paradigms.
My name is Susanda Kashosho, and I'll be talking more about international best practices. In order for managers to perform their best in training and development, they should have the following. They should have an absence of turnover problems. They should also be concerned with good morale of the team, are able to carry out establishing objectives and measuring adjustments on a weekly and monthly basis. The group must also be able to work together. That includes managing projects and diversity. The budget for training must be shared fairly between training and development. Return on investment should also be evaluated in training and development. There should also be a strategy, a mission, a vision, and the goals of where the organization is going in the near future, or where the organization wants to see itself in 5 years to come. There should also be values and beliefs in place that will also boost the culture of the organization. There must be improved communication between managers and employees in order to avoid conflicts and disagreements. Train for staff and team members to use systematic approaches to problem solving and decision making. They should also keep up to date with information technology and work together with the rest of the organization. Managers should also be actively involved in all satisfaction along the customer chain, both internal and external. They should also be involved in the selection and assessment periods, and they should practice delegate responsibility and empower others. Okay, so furthermore, I'll be dwelling on learning opportunities for management and development. Training needs to be assessed in relation with the business plan and requirements identified in the appraisal process. An individual training schedule needs to be prepared annually, and the costing of the budget should be secured. Look for opportunities to group workers together for training, select the appropriate type of intervention and the person that's going to be responsible for it. Only choose interventions that are chosen in link and in cooperation with the performance outcomes and set standards. Choose interventions that are in link with managers in their specific level. Training must at all times be in line with the standards of the NQF. Training facilitators must be able to stand on their word and provide effective training that will increase productivity in the organization.
So when you are referring to management concerns, you are not only concentrating only on the question of how to improve training that concern managers, but also how well managers do their jobs. There are many concerns that the manager faces, which include unions, automation, administrative office systems, employment relations, legislation changes, regulation and control, physical and plant security, data and information security, support services, market competition, necessity to develop staff, mergers and acquisitions, the new focus on performance outcomes, standard and measurement, the need to change linked to the business strategy, globalization, discipline, corporate governance and ethics, compliance and risk management, distributive business models of competitors, and sustainability. In a situation where the manager is concerned with development of their staff, the manager should be skillful in these following areas, which is counseling and appraising as required, developing new employees or new promotions as well as incumbents, OTJ training, helping teams become motivated, understanding teams and personal styles, facilitating teams interactions, promoting diversity of workplace and successful interaction, giving feedback, coaching when required. So managers usually feel pressured by these concerns in the organization as it increases their workload. So managers can therefore maximize their chances for work achievement and personal satisfaction by positioning themselves for success. So what this means is that managing the issues that will result in winning situations, also growing in their work, meaning that they could learn new skills to improve current practices, which will therefore lead to future practices. Coping with certain challenges. So this means that they should deal with common difficulties so that they can continue to succeed. Dealing with what comes next. In this case, it means like looking ahead to the next stage in their work in life, being clear about performance expectation and standards, taking personal responsibility for their own growth and success. Due to the ever-changing roles of managers, new and different kinds of training needs are established with the purpose of developing new skills, which include new roles and responsibility for high performance, coaching and counseling skills, team development, interpersonal skills, facilitation skills, change management, continuous improvement and quality management, finance for non-finance management, mentoring skills, the language of business and how business operates, advanced technology, and globalization.
Good day, everyone. My name is Banele Nodada, and my duty right here is to explain the SABPP standards as well as the SAQA requirements. So, firstly, what is SABPP? So, SABPP stands for the South African Board of People Practices. So, the role of SABPP is to professionalize the HR function to ensure that it becomes an increasingly organized and also recognized and respected profession. The board is an accredited E2QA, which stands for Education and Training Quality Assurance Body, under the NQF Act and under the Skills Development Act. The SABPP was established in 1982. It was set up as an autonomous body to be the standards and also the professional registration body for the HR profession. Over the last 38 years, the SABPP has registered more than 10,000 HR professionals on 5 different levels of professionalism. So what are the SABPP standards? Firstly, we have strategic HR management. So strategic HR management is a systematic approach to developing and also implementing long-term human resource management strategies, policies, and plans that enable the organization to achieve its objectives. The objectives of strategic HR management is to ensure that the HR strategy is derived from and also aligned to the organization's objectives in consultation with key organizational stakeholders. It also aims to provide strategic direction and measurements for strategic innovation and sustainable people practices. So the second SABPP standards is talent management. So talent management is the proactive design and implementation of a talent-driven business strategy directed to attracting, deploying, developing, retaining, and also optimizing the appropriate talent requirements as identified in the workplace plan to ensure a sustainable organization. So Talent management objectives is to build a talent culture which defines the organization's philosophy, principles, and approach to talent, which leverages diversity and is also communicated in a clear employment value proposition. And the third SABPP standard is HR risk management. So HR risk management is a systematic approach of identifying and also addressing people factors that can either have a positive or negative effect on the realization of the objectives of an organization. The HR risk management objectives are to increase the probability of and impact of positive events and also decrease the probability and impact of negative events caused by the people factors on the achievement of an organizational objectives. And right here in the screen is the SABPP HRM system standards model. So this clearly gives us a picture of what is included in the standards model of SABPP. And also here is the talent management process, which you can see it's the long-term talent planning that goes to needs analysis, it goes to labor market analysis, and it also goes to talent review. And we also have the HR standards rollout, which includes a development, consultation, release. So moving on to SAQA requirements. So SAQA requirements, they require an application form. So this is a printout of the application form that is generated by the online application system. So the application form must be fully completed and bear the signature of the applicant and also the date of submission. You also need proof of identification. So this is a certified copy of the name page of the qualification holder's official, valid identity document, passport, or relevant permit. This must bear a current stamp certifying that this is a true copy of the original document. Verification of authenticity. SAQA will request verification of awards from relevant authorities in the countries of origin. SAQA may also request original documents. While confirmation of authenticity is awaited, SAQA will not process the application any further. Original language and sworn translations. Qualifications document in foreign languages must be accompanied by sworn translations word for word into English. Qualifications document must be submitted in the official language of the country of origin and also bear the relevant official. Qualification documents as per all the requirements listed under qualifications document, SAQA requirements, and also SAQA works with photocopies of a qualification document that must bear the original stamp of an official commission of oath. SAQA keeps these copies for record purposes, and also original documents must be submitted to SAQA unless specifically requested. SAQA requires final graduation certificates, provisional certificates, and statements will not be accepted. If the final graduation certificate is not available for legitimate reasons, SAQA requires full and high-quality academic transcripts. Submission of these documents is compulsory because they convey important and specific information about the composition of study programs, credit requirements, and student performance, and also other details that are important to the evaluation process.
Okay, my name is Nabakazi Matalakanga. I'll be mainly focusing or discussing the process approach to management development. According to Mayor 2016, a good management development program can be described as one where the expertise learned through education and training can be taken back to the workforce and instantly put into action. It is one which increases managers' awareness and productivity and the teams that they manage. It is also one which creates a state of mind and understanding in which individual learners can continue their learning through trial and experience. Although the certain management principles and best practices across industry and organizations can be efficient, the content in which management happens has implications on what constitute performance. The next slide will be discussing or focusing on this question, which is why some management development program fails. Why some management development program fails? It is because they lack a competency based on leadership development. The program places unrealistic time demands, and participants are expected to meet a personal learning schedule that does not take other work pressures and commitments into consideration. Another one is that the system is built solely from the point of view of the organization with little or no concern about the people involved. Another one is that the organization always uses the same provider who does not have expertise on all fields. The last one but not least is that the program is fully prescriptive and makes no allowances in terms of content or delivery for flexible. And the next slide will be discussing the process for individual management development. A process for individual management development is as follows. The consultant shall have separate conversations with the client, the participants manager, and the HR expert and on developmental areas. The second one is that the client or manager, and the HR specialist meet with the consultant to come to an understanding on areas where improvement is suggested to improve efficiently. All are finding consensus on areas of growth to be moved forward. The third one is that the participants and experts frequently work together using evaluation and 360-degree reviews. The last one is that the client, the manager of the individual, the HR specialist, and the consultant meet at the end of the course in order to obtain insight to progress and continuing path forward. And the last slide, but not least, we'll be focusing on when does the need for individual development arises. When does the need for individual development arise? The need for person growth arises as managers seek to expand skills to the people arena from technical fields such as interacting with non-technical terms, improving feedback skills in providing and receiving input effectively, and coaching. Other training needs includes having the ability to challenge teams or individuals without causing harm, and also to balance the need to control with the ability to empower. More basic needs are to improve assertiveness and balance it with collaboration. Developing teams skills, recognizing and coping with opposition and meet team needs and organizational goals as well. Thank you.
Now we have come to the end of our presentation. So students will each be given an activity to do which they can take home and bring it back the next day. The activity is based on what we have presented today, and feel free to ask any question and comments that they have based on what we have learned today, which is the management and leadership development. Thank you for your time, and we hope that you have learned a lot and that you can use this information to prepare for your exam, and we wish you good luck. Thank you.